If you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, that's some drum corps counting off stuff. So yeah, we're gonna talk about drum corps. So if you know about drum corps, DCI, share this video right now and like and subscribe because we about to talk about some drum corps. So hold on, what's drum corps? Y'all remember marching band in high school and college? It's pretty much like that, but they go in like way harder. You know what I mean? They tour the nation on this type of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I auditioned for it back in the day, and I'm gonna tell you about my experience auditioning for it. But you probably heard like the Blue Devils, Cavaliers. Keep in mind, this drum corps thing is not like that movie Drumline where they be like dancing and moving and everybody got cornrows and shit like that. No, it's not like that. This is like, but it's cool, man. It's really dope. And I did it ever since I was a kid, man. It's dope, man. They call it like corps style. You ever heard of the Blue Devils, Cavaliers, whatever? But anyway, we're going to talk about this because one of the biggest corps of this Drumline DCI thing, they're out of business now. And it's because of some real deep ish. And we about to get into it because this is very interesting. So make sure to like and subscribe and let's talk about it. The cadets have filed for bankruptcy. Let's find out why.
The Cadets Drum Corps announces they filed for bankruptcy and will never compete on a marching band field again. The Cadets Board of Directors releasing a statement this week on their website. Officials say the bankruptcy is at least partly due to a sexual abuse lawsuit filed in 2020, which...
You know what's funny? I've never marched drum corps. I auditioned for drum corps, I think, twice. I didn't make it, but I'll tell you, like, it's very interesting. And from some people I know that have marched drumline or drum corps or whatever, they've told me some stories, and it's very interesting. Yeah. You know what's funny about bands? Even at my old high school, this happened 3 times where we had teachers that got in trouble for sexual abuse. It's like, you weird-ass motherfucking teachers just can't keep your hands off these little kids.
Say they have vigorously defended against, but it's created a crippling financial strain. That abuse claim dates back to 1980.
They already not, like, drum corps are not really making all that much money anyway.
This past October, the Cadets canceled their competitive season for 2024, citing a lack of funding. They moved to Erie in early 2020.
Lack of funding. Look, Drumline, look, that's cool, man. Look, they're marching, they're doing their thing. But they're suffering from a sexual abuse lawsuit, and look, lawsuits like that are not cheap. Now let me kind of break down what drum corps is a little bit more for y'all who may be oblivious to what it is, which may be like 99% of y'all. So drum corps, like I said, it's like marching band, but they go in like way harder. So what I mean by that is like they're not just doing a regular 3-minute show between football games. Like, people go just to watch the halftime. So it's kind of like the HBCU type thing, but they're doing like the core style that, but they do different stuff. Like, they'll have dancers, they'll have props. The drum line goes, bro, they go crazy. They just put so much more into it. And again, people just go just to watch that, and they perform on, football fields and stuff like that. So it's like a halftime show, but like with way more emphasis on the halftime band, whatever. So to participate in these things, you have to be between the ages of 14 and like 22, whatever. When I went, I was like 19 when I auditioned. I was 19 the first time, and I was 20 years old the second time when I auditioned. Didn't make either one of them, but whatever. But if you do get selected, and keep in mind, when you audition for these camps, and I don't know if it's like this with every single drum corps you audition for because they're all different. When you audition for these camps to do stuff like this, you have to go to a high school. Like they usually run out like high schools or YMCAs or something like that. And y'all are in like the gymnasium auditioning. You go out to the football field, soccer field to do the, practice drills like this. But y'all are sleeping in the gymnasium. And that's the shit that just threw me for a loop, because when I had the audition, me and my dad went to San Antonio. We were thinking like, what? We trying to make hotel accommodations. Man, they told me we going to be staying in there. I'm like, we going to be sleeping in a fucking gym? Like, this is interesting. We on some military shit. But what was interesting is that the age range of people that were there were like 14-year-old boys and girls to like 22 22-year-old-ish boys and girls. Staff members were like in their 40s or late 30s, and we all just there dumping them off, just sleeping in this gym. And I was like, that's kind of interesting, because thinking back as I got older, when I was in high school, even my high school and the neighboring high schools, at least every single one of them had like one or two teachers that got in trouble for fondling underage girls and boys. Weirdo shit. You know, and shit like that is why people don't really fuck with a lot of marching bands like that, because there is a lot of weirdo shit that goes on. But I'm saying that not to deter any of y'all from getting into marching band, because it is extremely fun. But there are a lot of weirdos in this shit. So when it comes to sexual assault thing, the guy that got that pretty much put the strain on this band, this dude right here.
Well, this man is facing sexual assault charges for allegedly attacking 2 women he knew through work.
Crazy.
62-year-old George Hopkins is the former director.
See, 2 women he knew through work, and, you know, they're probably underage girls.
The Allentown Cadets,
Sad.
a drum and bugle corps. Authorities say the 2 victims came forward in May. One woman told police Hopkins sexually assaulted her in 2008. Education. The other woman says he attacked her in 2010. Both alleged assaults took place at his home.
Damn, at his home. So this dude was working with these people and took him to the crib. Man, oh man. You know what's funny? I remember this one time I was at a marching band camp when I was like in, high school or something. And one of the teachers, we hired some teachers from like a different school to come show us some different stuff. It was interesting, but one of the teachers, and keep in mind, this is a fucking high school. He comes to the camp with a shirt that says second base. I'm just like, what the fuck? Just weird. Look, there's a lot of weird shit in band, bro. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of weird shit. This is why I like when a lot of my bandmates used to do those little parties and stuff after school, have like their own little. It wasn't like put on by the school, but, you know, put on by the kids, whatever. They go to one of the kids' house to do like a Christmas party or something like that. I'm like, I ain't going to that shit. Fuck that, bro. I came here just to play the drums, play the marimba, the xylophone, to get my credits and to learn more about music. I didn't come to hang out with you fucking idiots, bro. But another thing is, when I went to the drum corps camp, it was a drum corps that was in San Antonio. This is some weird. Let me tell y'all this real quick. So, went to the camp. I was like 19 years old. We had a snare teacher, a bass drum teacher, a tenor teacher. Y'all probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? But listen here. Snare drum, like Nick Cannon. Bass drum, you know, boom, 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 that side drum, right? The tenors, well, the quads, the ones that, you know, the multiple ones, right? For y'all who went to marching band or saw, if you've seen a marching band, try to envision what I'm talking about, right? The tenor teacher, right? And then we had the cymbal teacher. Y'all know what cymbals are. And then they had a teacher that kind of was overseeing all 4 of those guys, right? Every single one of the teachers, they look like punk rock stars from like 2004, bro. They had like piercings like fucking as big as a fucking shower curtain ring, and like piercings on their eyes, and they had like their hair like this with black makeup on their eyes and shit. And I was like, am I auditioning for a Drumline or a fucking like punk rock band? I was so confused, bro. I was so confused. But it was, you know, it was cool. I learned a lot about, you know, drumming and playing with like random kids from around the nation and kind of, you know, that competitive thing. But yeah, we making this video because we talking about like some of the weirdo shit that that's getting reported, like this one right here with the cadets. Man, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's very sad. There's a lot of weirdos, and it's a lot of weirdos everywhere, man. So that's what I'm telling y'all, man. Whatever y'all do, if you are participating in any activity, whether it's marching band, whether it's at work, anywhere, if it's some weirdo shit going on, report that. Report it. Please report it. But anyway, man, let me give y'all, you know, because I really did like marching band, man. I still do love. I still watch DCI videos and every now and then, you know, Drumline, drum corps videos. But yeah, you know, y'all check out this, man. For y'all who don't have an idea of what the fuck DCI is, I'm gonna show y'all this. This is the cadets. This is like an example of one of their shows. So let's check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field.
And they do it on football fields, right? So it's, again, like a halftime show, but to the nth degree, right?
From Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Cadets.
Oh, and one other thing before I start the video. You go to the audition camp, right? You audition, and when you make the cut, you get sent to another camp. Usually it's at the same location. You have to win that audition, then they send you to another camp. That's like the final one, and then you make the line or you make the band, right? Then after you make the band, you gotta fucking pay like $4,000 to do this shit. No, trust me, look, like I said, these guys are touring the nation. You're not getting paid to do this. The directors and stuff, they're getting paid. You're getting the experience, right? And don't get me wrong, some of these bands is pretty big, man. So I don't know. They probably paying some of these kids under the table. I don't know, but for the most part, you got to come out a few dollars to pay to do this shit.
Drum Major Cat Yang, is your corps ready?
See, it's not like HBCU. It's a little different. See, they don't have like the baton and everything like that. A little different.
Performing their 2022 program, Rearview Mirror, inspired by the road travels of Jack Kerouac. Drum Corps International is proud to present the Cadets.
Battered suitcases were piled on the sidewalk again. I traveled 8,000 miles.
You see what I'm talking about? It's like a little different.
Right in the middle of rush hour, too. The beat night life of New York City.
See, like, it's different than like an HBCU. Like, I mean, I think all bands kind of move around. They make like random shapes and shit, but they're a little bit more like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit more militant with their movements, and you know, you saw earlier, they do a little quirky little shit like that. But the HBCUs, they be like fucking loose noodle, like dancing, like you walking in the club in that motherfucker. But this one, you know, they like, you know, stiff as hell. But what I like about this type of shit is like the way they play, they focus on playing like one person. So the drum line, you'll hear it in a minute, but they sound like one person. See, they got props and stuff on the field. It's supposed to be like an artistic show, you know?
People think we're showing off. They say, "Oh, look at the beatniks."
That audio is corny. I don't know. I never liked it when the bands used audio and stuff to make a story. It just sounded corny as fuck to me. Like, see, the whole purpose of this is to make it where you're playing actual instruments. So when they have bands like this that are using like electronics and shit, it just, I don't get it. Y'all hear what I'm saying? See, they sound like one band. They sound like one person. HBCUs, I mean, compared to this, the HBCUs, they sound sloppy as fuck. But they be grooving, they be jamming. But a lot of HBCUs, compared to what you just heard there, they sound, you know, like they trying to stay on tempo. Them HBCUs, they be sounding like dog doo-doo. But they cool. It's a different vibe, you know. Just to give y'all an idea of what this is, this DCI stuff. But anyway, they're not doing this no more. The cadets, they're done, and it really sucks for all the kids that really looked up to the cadets. Sorry if I'm stirring. I do that when I get hungry, but yeah, man, they're done, and man, it's just sad. It's just sad, man. One guy, one or two people that can just do crimes can end up bringing down a whole entire organization. That's so sad. And you know what's funny? Like I said in the beginning, like you have to pay to do this stuff. You have to fund it to do this. This is a non-profit effort. You know, all this practicing, all the uniforms, their drums. Those drums be like $400, $500 each. You know what I mean? They're not cheap. Sticks is not cheap. Some of them drumsticks, look, you got about like 20 motherfuckers out there. Them drumsticks be like 15 a pop. I mean, if you get it, I guess they got hookups with the manufacturer, but them things ain't cheap. Shoes, gas money to travel around the nation, food, emergency, like it's not cheap. And since it is a nonprofit, you got to pay. And some of these kids is paying like damn near $3-4 grand to go march for like 3 months to do this shit. You know, most of these kids are educators, so it's credits on their resume, you know, when they want to be teachers and stuff like that. So that's really good. But yeah, man, you know, it's expensive, man. So when you have somebody that ruins that, man, because they can't keep their little hands off of these little girls and shit, it's sad. It's real sad. I feel so sorry for the kids that really just look up to organizations like this, because not a lot of people even know about DCI, but when you look up DCI and you see stuff like this, it just makes more people want to turn a blind eye to it, and I hate that. So it's sad to hear this, because I heard a couple of more corps are going through the same thing. I don't know if it's necessarily because of sexual assault, but it's financial reasons, man. And kids look up to doing this type of stuff, and, you know, more of their opportunities are being wiped away, man. But yeah, man, if you like doing drum corps, just know that there are opportunities out there for you. You can go to the DCI website and find something. But yeah, again, if you participate in drum corps as a student, or even if you are a staff member, and you see weirdo shit, report it. Report it. Yes, unfortunately, it may turn out to have repercussions like this where lawsuits get filed and all that crap. But just report it. You know what I mean? Report it. Don't hide it because you're afraid to bring down an organization, which that's going to suck. But these weirdos need to be taken to justice. If they're doing weirdo shit behind the scenes, touching little girls and little boys, they need to be brought to justice. Sad, man. Sad. But it's your boy DJ Kane, man. Cadets, rest in peace, man. We out.